everyone, this is Shengli Jiao from Grad695. Here I'm going to show my project code to everyone. Right, let's get started. First is this index.html, which is the main HTML page I'm going to use or apply my TourMe. And inside here I use jQuery, I use Bootstrap, and also my TourMe, the main TourMe logic here. I also use some apply some CSS, and I have another HTML page which is basically another page that when you click on some link here, it will navigate to this page. So for this one, it will be useful to show that I can jump from page to page and my TourMe will still work. Alright, and here is the CSS file. I added some CSS file to my widget. And finally is my main logic. Alright, so this is the main logic. And inside here I imported another library called jQLite. It's this guy. This is very useful for me to select a certain DOM element. If I use pure JavaScript, it takes a long time. Alright, starting from this line, it's going to be my main logic. First, I like to introduce my tours object. Right now, I have a static tour object, and it contains one object. It has ID, name. So ID and name, you can look up a tour by either ID or name. And I have a display tour which will be displayed on screen. Right now I'm not using it. For my next apply project, I'm going to finish this project completely, make it even better. I'm going to make a list of available tours for the user to select and display. Next is the steps. So this is a core of the tour object. It contains several steps, and each step tells what the tour is going to do, such as I have a selector, which is the element I want to find in the DOM, and center, it means that should the widget show in center or not. If not, it's going to try to show under the element. And title, which is for each step, it has a title, and content, same thing. Each step will have a content. Button text is the action button on the bottom right of the widget. And I have some other features such as spotlight and also skippable and action here. Skippable means if current step can be skipped or not. Action is a great feature. It lets a user interact with your website as well as triggering the TourMe to move to the next step. So with this action, the user can actually do a lot of things. You can ask the user to click around your website, to go to different places, and also your TourMe will be accompanying the user and give instructions. And other than the tour object, I have some private variable I use to, such as default wait time is like when the element is unavailable, how long I'm going to wait for the element to become visible or available. Alright, let's start with the main logic. So here is a load tour config. So this step it can take a real or new configuration objects. You can say override. I want to override the existing one, or I just want to add it to the new one. So this is going to be very useful in a later development. And after that, I have the start tour. So when I click this, you specify either ID or name. It's going to look it up. Every time I start a new tour, I'm going to terminate the old tour. And after that, I will say setup widget. So let's take a look at setup widget. Setup widget is basically creating a new widget with some default settings and add some event listener, such as close and next function. After that, I will call display tour. So let's look at display. Display tour is the first step. It will pass in the tour object and then the step number you want to display. So this function will be called again with different step number. So here, if the step number is not given, it will use current step number and then ++. So each time when you call this function, it's going to display next step. If you pass in a specific step number, it will just directly show that step. And if the step is the last step, right, and obviously it's going to terminate the tour. And here, it will just try to remove the spotlight. If you have a spotlight, that's going to be removed. If you don't have one, this does nothing. And all the other logic is just to try to append the widget, change the title, change some settings. And then the most important thing here, one is called handle action. So if you have an action set such as click, and it will add an event listener with that event such as click. You can also have some other actions such as mouse move, mouse over. You can do a lot of things here. Alright, so let's go back to the previous code. Position widget is the next thing I want to talk about. The position widget is one of the core logic here, the main logic here. Whenever you position a widget, it's either going to position it or hide it if the element is found to be invisible, unavailable. And if you say this step is not skippable and also not available, it's going to wait. Here is a wait function. It's going to wait for the step to become available. And you set interval to check that. I have some checking around it so that I don't have to creating so many intervals, do a lot of unused work. And after a certain time, I'm going to remove the checking. So that's the by default 10 seconds. Alright, so this is the main logic of my TourMe. In some other parts, because of the time, I don't have time to show everything in detail, but feel free to contact me and ask me questions. Thanks for watching.